Good afternoon from the Circus Sports of the Mint Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Ross Johnston. Vol basketball got a huge win in a wild double overtime game versus Texas A&M last night, 87-82. 5 Vols put up double digits with freshman Nate Ament leading the way with 23 points. Jacoby Gillespie also notched 18. Also in a couple big college hoops games last night, number 2 Iowa State took their first loss of the year, 84-63 to Kansas. UConn held on to beat Seton Hall 69-64 in a top 25 matchup, and Virginia beat Louisville 79-70 in another top 25 affair. In NFL news today, the Titans are interviewing former Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel in person today, and the New York Giants have former Ravens head coach John Harbaugh in the building for an in-person interview as well. The Titans are also conducting a virtual interview later today with Steelers offensive coordinator and former Titans offensive coordinator Arthur Smith. Lastly, in NFL news, wide receiver Adam Thielen announced his retirement after 13 years in the NFL, playing for the Vikings, Panthers, and Steelers after going undrafted in 2013. Thielen was a 2-time Pro Bowler and second-team All-Pro in 2017, and he also holds the record for most consecutive 100-yard receiving games in NFL history with 8. For all your foundation repair, waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans of Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Store. 615-737-1045 is the number. All right, we're off to the races. The tour de Harbaugh is started. He is up in New York, and reports are flying out of there that, hey, they're willing to give him whatever he wants. Money, you got it. Staff, you got it. Whatever he wants are the rumors to keep him inside that building.
Who's reporting that?
That was reported. I can actually tell because I retweeted it. Hold on. It was from Fox Sports somebody.
Oh.
Ralph Vasciano.
Vasciano.
The New York Giants are not throwing away their shot. They're willing to offer John Harbaugh almost anything he wants as they get the first in-person interview with coveted ex-Ravens coach.
So that sounds like he may not make it out of there. If you were him, would you at least say, well, okay, I think we're close here, but let me just, out of respect to the other organizations that I've kind of, got my list down to, I think I should be able to go visit them.
I would
How would
do
you
that.
approach that?
So I would say that, and then I would spend the night in New York and wait for their phone call. Because they're going to call. They're not going to want you to get on the plane. I'm going to go take my wife out to New York and have a nice dinner and everything, and then we'll leave tomorrow for the other teams, tomorrow morning for the other teams, and let them sweat a little bit, but they'll call you back. And then I probably wouldn't take it, because then you probably got the best offer on the table. You're probably getting the best offer on the table up front, but when maybe play for a few more million, few more power, aspects of power,
Do you think he's asking for his own GM?
I mean, I think
that's why I think they're saying almost.
and I don't know. Like, if I was in his shoes, I definitely would. But that's because I don't like Joe Shane as a general manager. But I don't know if necessarily he has to have that. So maybe he likes Joe Shane. That's when this was initially announced this morning. The big thing was it's all about this morning is getting to know Joe Shane. He likes everybody in New York. He respects the owners, who loves the quarterback. He loves the players, the roster, blah, blah, blah. It's all about now what's going to happen with Joe Shane.
Those players.
I know. And what's going to happen with Joe Shane. So now, does that mean that, okay, well, he has to like Joe Shane to take the job? Or does that mean he has to get Joe Shane fired to take the job? I don't know. That's not really specified. It's just really, today's all about really finalizing the deal, because apparently they've already been talking money before he even came up there, which we kind of know there's already been like brunch conversations and all that kind of stuff, so I'm not surprised by that.
Yeah, they were talking about that Ross money.
So this is really
15 and 20.
Yeah.
What if they just had a one-on-one brawl and whoever wins gets to stay in the facility?
I'd
Harbaugh
be
and
taking
Shane.
Jim Harbaugh all day long. I bet that guy fights wild.
Oh, Jim's in it?
Oh, sorry, John.
Okay.
Yeah.
You silly. What do you mean when you say, let's give the listeners a little in depth,
Okay.
if he likes the GM?
Well, it gets along with them, respects them, and all that kind of
How
stuff.
do you approach that when there's never a conflict yet amongst opinions?
I mean, that's true. I mean, you wouldn't really know until the crap hits the fan.
Right,
But you
right.
also, at some point during this meeting, if I was a coach or even if I was in the GM shoes, if you proposed a question, I guess, would be to whoever gets to make this decision, I guess this would be ownership. I don't know. But like, hey, when we're both in the room right here, right now, if we were to have a conflict and we're down to player A, player B in the draft room, who has final say? And then the owner has to tell you who has final say. It's not one of those things where you, just work it out. Let's worry about it later. That's something I would even want to know if I'm Joe Shane. Right? Like, because wouldn't you want to know that if you were the GM in this kind of position? Do I have final say or does the coach have final say? Now, that doesn't mean it can't change later on down the road, right? That doesn't mean the owner can't change his mind. We see owners do it all the time. But I guess you really, again, it's kind of like not knowing what a head coach is, right? Like, Chris Shula, for example. We don't know we could sit here and think and project that he's going to be a good coach or a bad head coach. But until he gets in the chair, we won't know. Until they get into actual conflict, we won't know.
Or, disagreement.
Disagreement. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, like, I guess maybe it's just how much Harbaugh feels like he could bully, Joe Shane around a little bit.
I think it's just really the owner given the pecking order how it's going to work. And naturally, if Shane stays, because my whole deal was I thought Harbaugh was going to try to go with someone he's connected to as the GM because that's the way it works out the best, as we've seen over time here with just Tennessee. And then across the league. So now you're developing a relationship with someone you don't know. So until you have these disagreements, the power structure must be laid out by the ownership of how things work out. Now, sometimes it doesn't work out as much as before because Shane can sit there and say, hey, I do a great job of what I've done. Look at these players. He can lay them out right there now. Free agency and everything else. You can have a say-so, and maybe we have a disagreement, but we'll let ownership decide that. I'm not telling you who to call plays, but but you're not telling me actually who to draft. I'm the one that's doing all of that on the side here, and maybe we disagree, and I give one player, you get the next guy, and how we go back and forth. But to give them all the power, it's going to be interesting because when you get desperate as an owner, you end up giving a lot of power to whoever it is, and then maybe that's probably not the best structure for the organization.
And to be honest, the ownership, kind of like what they did down in Cleveland, they sided with the general manager. They could have started clean.
Yep.
But they have at least pretty strong beliefs in the general manager. Now, if John Harbaugh were to come in and say, hey, you have to fire Joe Shane for me to take this job, maybe they do. I mean, we saw it last year with Jacksonville, right? They got down to it. But at the end of the day, we do have to say that, like, no matter what, at some point, Chris Mara and John Mara had really strong beliefs in Joe Shane's ability to be a general manager, and because he survived, because those guys came in together. I mean, Brian Daboll and Joe Shane worked together in Buffalo, came in together in New York. One wasn't hired before the other. They obviously had despite whatever we may have seen on that Hard Knocks episode where they got rid of Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones and all that, whatever you may think of Joe Shane, the owners, the opinion who matters most, believes in Joe Shane. So, I mean,
what did they say on the Hard Knocks?
Well, that was the whole negotiation between Saquon Barkley and franchise tagging him, and then he ends up going to Philadelphia.
Right.
That it was the first and probably likely. I don't even think they did one this year where they did an off-season Hard Knocks, showcasing the off-season and showcasing all the decisions and free agency and everything that makes. Joe Shane obviously was just like, oh yeah, we'll just let Saquon Barkley go. You could just replace him pretty easily. To put it into,
were their contracts up at the same time? Him and Daniel Jones. I'm trying to recall because I watched that whole episode, and I'm trying to remember if it was maybe it was the year before that maybe this contract was up with Daniel Jones. Do you remember?
His contract was up at the end of 22 because that was his contract year and his best year performance-wise up to that point.
Saquon?
For Jones.
Daniel Jones.
So, like, because they got into the playoffs that year, and I think
Right.
they lost to Philly.
Jones got an extension after the 2022
But was
season.
Saquon's up the same time?
I'm not sure when Saquon.
No,
was.
because his
was the next
extension.
year?
Yeah, according to Spotrac right here, it says the extension was through 2026.
Oh.
So he got it. I think it was a 3-year extension on top of what his rookie contract had left, according to at least Spotrac right here. So the contract really wouldn't have really factored in, to be honest.
Well, in the overall picture, how much they want to give to,
Yeah,
the
And
offensive side of the
I think
ball.
they just got to a certain point in the negotiation. They were like, okay, well, we're not going to. This is too much for a running back. Is essentially what they decided. Just real quick, a little announcement that Dante Moore is going to announce later today, because today is the final day to announce. But is planning
going
to
to
announce
the league or not.
Going to the league is planning to announce his decision about whether he will or won't enter the NFL draft on ESPN Sports Center at 1:30 Central Standard Time. So coming up here soon, we'll have an answer whether Dante Moore is going back to college
Or to the Jets.
or possibly to the Jets.
Bold prediction. Well, I don't know.
Because he doesn't necessarily
No, it could be
just
different.
hey,
It could be
I will
different.
say this:
Well, I
just
mean,
going back to
Simpson may
college
come out. Right.
doesn't necessarily mean, because I think the transfer window is still open. Does anybody know that? I don't know. I hate the
knows?
transfer
It's
deadline.
last anymore.
Is today also the last day to enter
Oh,
the
don't
transfer
give me the
portal?
guess about
Yeah,
that.
look that up,
Oh,
Ross.
well.
Yeah.
I would imagine he would be able to play.
Because the
like
reason
that.
why I'm saying that is because if he were to, just because he's coming back to college doesn't mean he's coming back to Oregon necessarily.
Yeah.
Maybe he goes to Miami, who's offering Ty Simpson money to come to see them, who is planning to enter the draft. So I don't know if that still is possible. But
Bold
just
predictions here. All
Okay.
three of us before we go to break.
I think he's going to go back to college. I don't know. Is that bold prediction?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we just guessing, I
Okay.
guess. I would say so, too.
Man, it's tough. I think he's going to go to the league.
Yeah, there we go.
You going with the league too?
No, I think he's coming back.
There you go.
But watch
So-
this. I want to be with Ross because why is he having a big announcement?
That is
What
true.
that's what I was
Like,
thinking.
why would he have
Yeah.
a big announcement?
But so it says, so the main window is January 2nd to 16th for the transfer portal.
Okay.
So he'd have another couple days.
He would.
And then the championship window extends to the 24th.
Maybe he's also going to announce at the same time that he's going to Miami, University of Miami. Maybe that's what they big
If I was a Miami fan, I'd be like, can he play next week? Next week for us?
That's true. It could be interesting because Carson Beck's on the way out.
Oh, man,
so.
you just destroyed Beck.
Speaking of predictions,
Beck's going second. What are you talking about?
Huh?
He's coming out, too.
yeah, well, I'm saying
Nobody thinks he's good, huh?
Well, no, what I'm saying is that he could go to Miami now because Beck's open.
Right.
Speaking of predictions, we did our game predictions on Friday.
You had a good weekend.
I
Very
went
good.
7-0. I picked every game right.
What?
Mm-hmm.
No way. What did we do? I know I didn't go
we both-
7
You
and
both
0.
went
Two.
5-2.
Oh, yeah. I knew I lost.
That
We
Eagles game was
we
the
were
first one
we were
that got
doing
us.
for really good all together. Then we got to the games where we all picked something different.
Oh.
You got the Texans. He got the Steelers. So he that was one of his two losses. You picked the Chargers. We picked the Patriots. And
And then we both got the Eagles wrong.
You both got the Eagles wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, so was I? Yeah, I was the only one to pick 49ers. So
Yeah, you did.
so there
That
we
was
go. It's a
good.
little if I would have bet money on it
7
and
and
parlayed
0.
7-0.
Wow.
If I would have bet money on it,
You win a 7.
I would have won $500, and I probably wouldn't have gone 7-0. I probably would have gone 0-7.
He told me that on Monday, and I said, so who was the real loser
Yeah,
of the weekend?
technically, I was the real loser on this one because I did not bet money on it. But I would have at least $10 for 500.
It just never fails, right?
I went on then and asked, AI. I was like, if I would have put these money line bets in on Friday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, before the Indiana game, what would the parlay have been? And they said plus 5,070. And I was like, dang, should have done it.
Kevin Petula would still have a job probably, and that little Eagles fan would be very unhappy.
I have to say something. I'm pretty sure Buck called him a little fat kid.
What?
He called that kid fat, and I'm just like, hey, we don't need to be body shaming kids, first off. But second off, he had a lot of layers on. It was cold up there.
I didn't hear that.
Shameful.
Buck Rising, peak male physique.
Prediction on who the OC will be?
Oh, at the Eagles?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to lean Brian Daboll.
Dang.
There's a lot of smoke with that.
Is there really?
There's more.
haven't seen any.
Maybe not a lot. That's
Okay.
a stretch, but there's more coming. I would say.
Okay.
Man, I sure would like to see them have Mike McDaniels.
See, that would be fun.
It would kill
with
me.
those weapons.
I don't know.
And
I don't know if him and Sirianni can get along though.
I don't
know.
think A.J. Brown wants to come back either.
Right, that's how you sell them.
Oh, that's true.
That kind of offense, man. Hey, man, they may bring Doug Peterson back.
You think Jalen Hurts could go through all that process in the McDaniels offense quickly? Going through all those progressions and those reads?
Well, they talk about Tua really didn't go through the progressions. He just got rid of the ball quick because he knew pre-snap what to do. So, I don't know if it's a match, but as far as the scheme and the system and the weaponry, it's always on the quarterback. So that's a good point. That's a tough one. I think Hurts is a better quarterback through progressions than people want to give him credit for.
I would agree. He got a lot of hate this year, but I think this offense.
I think it's really hard to be constructive with criticism when you're in that offense. And you see not only him, but also the receivers, the running backs, all trying to protect what's really going on. A.J. Brown probably did the worst job of those guys. Because he's frustrated because I'm telling you what happens there in Philly. They go after the guy making all the money, and Jalen Hurts won't give him anything. So A.J. Brown's the next, and then he gives him just enough to keep him on edge, whether he's sitting on the sideline, arguing with the head coach about getting off the field on time, kind of talking in code on, social media. So it was probably really tough when you're the $30 million receiver and you have drops or you have no targets and no yardage. They're like votes, regardless if you win it or not. They don't care. So then they make it. You let them in to divide the team. That's what you're inviting in when you do that. And I was there and we went 13-3, and it was like we were 3-13. That's how I felt. Like, dang man, wow, you guys are stirring up the pot. Like, we're good. We're really good. So what are you doing? Like, they are looking for the heat.
I mean, passing, he technically had a more comprehensive, better year passing, but that's the problem, I think, because Jalen Hurts' game and missing formula for this offense this year was the running of Jalen Hurts. They didn't run it as much with Jalen Hurts as
a lot of people say he won't run now.
Year.
Like, he doesn't want to run.
And that was a shock to me.
If that's the case, I'd be a little surprised.
That's a shock to me because I know it's a long way back. But you remember the opening game of the season when they played Dallas on Thursday night? He was running all over the yard.
Oh, I don't remember.
And, the rest of the year didn't pan out that way.
Yeah, I don't know. You get so many rumors out of there, but
it's also tough. They had a generational year from Saquon last season. It's hard to do that 2 years in a row.
And then the offensive line, I don't think played as well either.
Yeah.
But Where did Saquon finish as far as yardage? What rank? Do we know? Top 5? Was he top 5 this year? I don't think he was.
I don't think he was either. Let's talk about that when we come back. We'll continue to talk about the Eagles, and we'll talk about the Tennessee Titans, and maybe at some point we'll have heard from Dante Moore, which I have a good feeling. I think 2 of us in this room are going to be right. This is Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on Wonderful About the Zone.
Wrong.
Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors. 615-737-1045 is the number. And we're broadcasting live from the 104.5 The Zone Circus Sports Studio. Kentucky's largest sports book can now be found at Circus Sports at Kentucky Downs. And we await Dante Moore, who should be making his announcement around 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on ESPN.
And me and you both said he's coming back.
He's coming back.
And you said he's going pro, right, Ross?
Yep.
I don't feel great about it. I just wanted to
I know.
change that.
You were very confident.
Yeah, you were. I mean,
That's right. I was.
You
I
were.
was.
Own it.
Don't go to
It's
the
okay
Jets,
to be
Dante.
different because, especially with my gambling stats
Hey,
here,
5-2 is pretty good.
That was a once in a lifetime. that would never happen again.
Okay, so there's a lot of those, anonymous Twitter accounts that are ran by people that work in sports agencies. I think one of them, this guy's named Ricky, and that's not his real name, but name is Ricky.
Like burners,
Pretty
basically?
Ricky. Yeah.
Oh, burners, huh?
Pretty Ricky.
like
He
burner phone.
pretty sure he works for CAA.
Ooh, CAA.
And because he gets a lot of the stuff, even before Schefter. Like he had the stuff this morning about Harbaugh before Schefter even did. He is kind of putting out there that's looking like they put the white smoke, for the Pope. They put out a little picture of that. So it's looking like Harbaugh's going to be there. But regardless, we kind of said, here on the show that we would be very surprised. We have to see it to believe it. We'd be very surprised if the Titans and Harbaugh were actually going to reach the interview status, the in-person interview status. And it's looking like it's probably trending in the direction that today Harbaugh really is not going to leave the building. We'll see.
Oh, man.
So if that is the case, patience or panic, because that was last year, right? That was the big word or term the Titans used last year. Patience over panic. Are you, the Titans fan, going to have patience with how the head coaching stuff plays out now that maybe Harbaugh's off the table? Let's say Harbaugh's off the table. Are you going to have patience or are you going to panic? Because were you panicking before Harbaugh was fired? Because that's the real key. If you weren't panicking before Harbaugh was fired, why are you panicking now that he's taking another job? It's like he doesn't really exist.
Well, let me tell you something about these fans.
You tell me.
Zach.
Tell me, Ross.
We had these fans were panicking about our quarterback about 4 games into the season, into his NFL career. And they get a little riled up about stuff sometimes. So I would think that most of them would get a little panic, whether they would admit it or not, if John Harbaugh stayed in New Jersey today with the Giants.
615-737-1045. Maybe you could put that on Twitter too. And when you do a poll, let's end it before 3:00. That way we can read the results.
I like it.
Okay.
I don't know. We may want to give them 2 polls. Are they more upset that Cam Moore didn't make a finalist for the Offensive Player of the Year?
Yeah, I just don't really care. When that got sent in my
Not
group,
shocked.
Yeah, when that got sent in my group chats and stuff, I'm just like, I'm good. I'm not even going to talk about that subject.
Well, I will say I was a little surprised that he wasn't on the list. I have to
just a little surprised though.
Nah, I would say he started every game just on that alone. Should have put him on the list. In how he played. If you can say he played average for a rookie quarterback, being the number 1 pick, I think that is surprising. Because reason why I say that, because I don't think Dart, not watching every single play, I feel like he was better than him.
There was
because he only played like 8 games.
Well, there's also a game where he only threw for 33 yards.
Yeah, so I just feel like he should have been on the list just on playing every game. Not to say he should win it. There's some other guys on there that are definitely deserving of it, but that one there kind of like dang. So here's what I got out of that is Dart is viewed as a better player after year 1 than Cam Moore. Am I wrong about that? From you guys' point of view, based off what happened there, and I don't think that should be the case.
I think it also goes into like he had a 300-yard game, Cam Moore didn't. But he also had a 33-yard game. But
Well,
Cam Ward never had that
the body
bad.
of work. I mean,
right.
just the body of work.
But I also don't know of how much the body of work really matters if you're a New York player.
So market matters.
I think that sometimes the stuff used is that way.
Become a thing.
I personally don't agree, obviously, but I'm just saying. I think that's what kind of plays into it. It's why I don't care about Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
And I understand that there are some coaches that are deserving to win Coach of the Year. Mike Tomlin's never won Coach of the Year. Is he a bad coach? No. Matt LaFleur has never won Coach of the Year. Is he a bad coach? Ron Rivera's won it twice. Why aren't the Titans viewing him or hiring him? Jason Garrett's won it. Matt Nagy's won it, but nobody here wants either of those coaches, right? The fan base at large, but they'll tout Kevin Stefanski winning it twice. So it's just like, I think that a lot of this stuff in the NFL, a lot of the awards, a lot of the recognition, a lot of it's just narrative driven. And some of it is market bias. And I don't think a lot of people watched the Tennessee Titans play. And you could say, well, New York Giants had a losing record too. Why is it?
Pick, right.
But they're the New York Giants. New York over Nashville is what the NFL's telling.
But that shouldn't matter.
Should not matter. I agree.
I think too, like as a follow up on that is like when Dart started playing, he was a little hot earlier than Cam was, and they played Philly in prime time, and he had a very good game, and they won. And then that Denver game too that they lost at the end, I think that was a big part of it.
A lot of moments like that. Sometimes it's highlight moments too.
So comparison.
Oh, gosh.
Breaking news. They beat you, Ross.
You guys were right.
Yeah.
What?
I hate it.
Dante Moore is returning to school.
Dante Moore's coming back to school.
Told y'all.
Oh, well, you're going to win some, you're going to lose some.
Yeah.
I want to be different.
I'm 8-0 in predictions since Friday. 6-2, 5-3.
Oh, my. Hey, man, we're going to get you ready for your bets, man.
I know.
We're going to start.
I'm so mad at myself for not betting it. I looked at my wife and
I haven't heard what his percentage was because
I forgot to write down the last episode that I did. I forgot to write down all my bets, so I have to go back and listen to it to get all the bets.
Oh, man. But Dante Moore is coming back.
Yep.
Did he say Oregon?
Oh,
just to be
I
clear.
guess that is a good question.
Just to make,
All I've seen is he's returning to school. I didn't get to read his actual statement.
Oh.
Yep. Oregon quarterback Dante Moore said he has decided to return to school for the 2026 season, forgoing a chance to be a top pick in the 2026 NFL draft. His decision is expected to have significant ramifications in the draft. Schefter's the only one to have tweeted anything yet, so we'll see what kind of statements come out from Dante Moore, what he actually says. But good news if you're Ty Simpson, I guess.
Oh, yeah, he'll be.
He's quarterback too, automatically, no debate. I mean, to be honest with you,
I know the NFL is what we talk about, but like, what is going to happen with Dylan Raiola now?
They said he'll be a backup.
See, that's what I'm saying.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Why would he go do that?
What year is he?
Because it goes to Cha-ching. The check still go Cha-ching. No, I know, but
you started in Nebraska for the first 2 years, right?
I don't know.
So
the Mahomes look-alike.
Yeah. Impersonator.
Oh, impersonator, man. I thought he was. I was like, well, he looks very similar.
So he'll be a junior this year, true junior this year.
And how many years has he started?
So he was a freshman and sophomore, but he got injured, I guess, at some point last year. Is that correct?
Yeah, he had to get surgery this past year.
So
I thought they took him out because they said they saw him flirting with other teams and was going to leave.
Yeah. So I do wonder if maybe Raiola enters in the transfer portal, or if Dante Moore, if he just is willing to sit behind Dante Moore for a year so he could be the guy his senior year and boost up his stock in the draft because in that Oregon offense. Or if Raiola gets the start and Moore goes to a different college because there is time to enter in the transfer portal because it just says going back to school, not to Oregon.
Okay.
So we'll see.
I'm predicting that he stays. You predicting he's going?
Ooh.
So we go get it all out here.
Let's
on
do
there.
it. I think.
You've been hot lately.
Yeah.
Ooh.
He's conflicted with himself because he would leave just like Ross would leave.
No, I think he's going back to Oregon.
I want.
Boy, you are turning red.
I know.
It's painful.
It is painful because I've got so many thoughts going through my head and I'm trying to weigh it all. I think I'm going to say that he's going to Miami.
Okay.
I think with them offering that much money to Ty Simpson, now that Dante Moore is coming back, I wonder if maybe he's not coming back because he's also got lots of money on the table or an offer because Ty Simpson rebuffed Miami. I'm not, that's where I'm going to go. I'm going to go with capitalism instead of loyalty here.
He goes to Miami.
He goes to Miami.
Watch this. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Blaine, now if he hits this, all three of us are going to the gas station after the show and getting a lottery
Well,
ticket.
here you go. Well, it's apparently already was said at the press conference. Dante just said on ESPN he's staying at Oregon, so there you go.
Yes, Austin Stanley just texted me as well and said Raiola is going to redshirt after his injury. And then play the next season.
There
What
you go.
Moore did behind Gabriel.
So at least
Thank you,
I
Austin.
got that a little bit part right. But yeah, so now I am 8-1, and you are 7-2.
Yeah.
So there
Maybe
we
if
go.
you had struggled through that for like 30
I
seconds
know,
longer. you
or
would
if
have
I
had
would just looked at the chat. If I just
They
looked
were
at the
telling
chat.
us. Oh, there's a cheat code there.
Yeah. just peeked
Yeah.
over.
They can't depend on him, though, sometimes. Better watch out. Oh, man, it would have been great because I was about to hype up. If he said he was leaving, I was going to be like, oh, man, he's going to Tennessee. Oh, they would have been so excited. Yeah,
But so, yeah, Ty
It would've
Simpson,
been.
number 2 quarterback, stamp it.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people still like Garrett Nussmeier. We'll see what he does down at the Senior Bowl. I haven't been too impressed with Garrett Nussmeier. It feels like if Ty Simpson's turned down $6.5 million from Miami, I think he got either good information that he's at least going in the first round, or B, he not only got that information, but maybe he got the information that Dante Moore was coming out of college or staying in college, and that would automatically bump him to quarterback 2. I don't know. I doubt Trinidad Chambliss does enough to overtake Ty Simpson, because let me tell you something. Only 15 starts or something like that, 17 starts, whoever he counted the other day. Obviously not enough for all the data points to tell you have to have like 29 starts in the NFL. He's going to kill everything about the offseason, interviews, pro days, combine, all that stuff that raises your stock for some guys. He's going to kill it. So will Fernando Mendoza, by the way. You put either of those guys up on the board, ask them to recall plays or draw up plays, they're going to knock it out.
You talking about
of the park.
Simpson and
Yeah.
Chambliss? Oh, okay.
No, I don't know about Chambliss enough
okay.
to be able to say that. I'm just saying Simpson to me is quarterback 2.
Oh,
I would be
absolutely.
very surprised if Chambliss overtook him.
Yeah, that was my
But I do
favorite
think
quarterback.
Chambliss can be a first round pick, but I don't know if he can overtake him. Ty Simpson.
Ooh, that'll be a tough one, especially with the run that Mendoza. But
I think Mendoza's QB1.
I like Simpson better, just for the pro, how he goes through his progressions. He dealt with a whole bunch of adversity, especially with the pressure that he was put under being a quarterback there. So I think he's tough. I love his athleticism. Actually, Mendoza is showing me he's a better athlete than I thought he was, especially in this last game versus Oregon with some of his runs there. It's going to be, I still think Ty Simpson is going to be a better pro. He may not go number 1, but I think he'll be. I've liked Ty Simpson the whole way.
As long as he doesn't go to the Jets.
Ooh, well, that's about to happen.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, that will. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
But I would look to your point. I think that if you were to maybe map out like sans the team that they land, let's ignore the team they land on, because really Fernando Mendoza is also going to land not in the best situation over at the Raiders. But let's just say if they were to land at the same spot, I would agree with your premise of probably over time, Ty Simpson will be the guy that we're talking about in 10 years, where Fernando Mendoza is probably has been overtaken by Simpson, to your point.
Dang.
But unfortunately, one's going to go to the Raiders, one's going to go to the Jets. Good luck. Like, I mean, I feel so.
Maybe some trades will happen.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to feel bad for kids that are about to get paid, $30 or $40 million guaranteed. But like, I do kind of feel bad that those are the two places that you're kind of going to. Like, I know that people wanted to make fun of the Tennessee Titans, but there are a lot worse places Cam Ward could have ended up than the Tennessee Titans, I feel like. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with those two guys' career in these franchises, because Aaron Glenn, now they're drafting a quarterback, right? Well, we just saw it here with Brian Callahan. We've seen it with a lot of other head coaches. If you're a head coach and you have a losing record and you're drafting a quarterback, you're likely fired the next year.
Yep.
That's just the odds are against you because you're already a bad team. That's obviously why you're picking a quarterback high. Now you're dropping a quarterback in a bad situation, which means that it's just not going to work more than likely. At least the Raiders, they fired their head coach that had a losing record. And so they're going to bring in a head coach, let the head coach pick the quarterback and all that kind of stuff. And maybe they pick Ty Simpson, right?
Hey,
like
it's Spytek, right?
It's Spytek is the GM. But like maybe him and the head coach, they decide, well, Ty Simpson has a little bit of what we liked about Baker or something like that. And we can do this with Ty Simpson, but not this with Fernando Mendoza. We don't know what the scheme is even going to be in Las Vegas right now. So I know everybody has Fernando Mendoza locked as the number 1 overall pick, and I understand why most people do that, but we do have to allow for the outside chance that whoever they hire may like Ty Simpson better, and they may be on the same page.
I'm going to tell you whose opinion is going to matter most for the Raiders and which quarterback they take. Tom Brady. Whoever Tom Brady likes.
Well, he did a great job last year with that opinion.
I'm not saying they should. I'm just saying like that. Wouldn't you imagine that's what's going to happen?
More than likely, but I mean, are you going to, if Tom Brady wants Ty Simpson or Fernando Mendoza, whichever quarterback, but they don't fit the system, are you still going to draft them?
I would imagine like they would have conversations about that. Like, once Brady can talk to the new coach and understand better the system they have.
Yeah, I mean, they could talk to him now. But I mean, are you picking the coach with Fernando Mendoza locked up in your mind? I mean,
no,
is that the right way to go about it?
I don't think you can.
That's what I'm saying.
Who has the third pick? I know we're 4. Who's the third pick?
Arizona, right?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah. I don't know. I think it's an interesting conversation. I know everybody's going to say that it's 100% a lock for Fernando Mendoza, number 1 overall. And we'll see. Like, I do think there's an outside chance that someone could come in and kind of change that narrative if maybe they're not Fernando Mendoza fans. They may see something on tape that we don't. And he's like, well, I like Ty Simpson better. We still have Geno Smith. Let's have Ty Simpson learn behind Geno Smith. Let's sit him for a year. Because I know that he's only had 17 starts or whatever. Let him sit behind Geno Smith and let me mold him for the future.
Speaking from a guy who didn't like Ty Simpson like I did. He was an Alabama guy.
I'm not saying that's the right move. I'm just saying that I'm at least allowing for that sensibility.
See how you navigate that all the way. But you didn't like Ty Simpson the whole, he's not my cup of tea. I'm telling you, Ty Simpson is the real deal. He will have more success in the National Football League. Because he's built the way he goes through his progressions, man. It's hard to see that. Mendoza's close, but I like Ty better. I liked him all season, to be honest. I kind of hinted to that pretty much. I know he got hurt. I know he had some bad games. Even in the Florida State game, I liked what I saw. Because he was getting harassed, and they came and brought that funk. Florida State was ready. And he handled all the pressure in that game right there, and he sold me right there. That's all I needed to see. And they lost that game.
So many drops that day.
They lost. So that's what you want to see because you saw him under adversity still being a calm, cool customer right before your eyes. And you can't forget it. And that's how he was the whole entire time. Until he, started getting blasted. Ribs and everything else. A lot of people say he was getting shots and all kinds of stuff. I don't know if that's true, but I think the kid is tough. He's athletic, and he has a good arm, and he goes through his progression. That's what determines in the National Football League if you're going to be a good quarterback. This is the same reason why I like Tyler Shuck. Because you could see him going through this process, and it's because Jeff Brom, who's a former NFL quarterback, back up as he may, he always develops quarterbacks. He had O'Connell, who was a walk-on at Purdue, getting drafted. Dude, that doesn't happen. So you telling me everybody missed on O'Connell coming out of high school? So he knows something that we don't.
I will say this, and this was brought up in the chat as well. Out of all the quarterbacks that are probably available in this draft and probably available in the last few drafts, Ty Simpson probably has the most experience under center, too.
Oh,
which is
I didn't
not
think about
something
that.
to just,
Yeah.
knock on. That's
that's
something
true.
to keep in mind.
Very valuable, right?
And that is super valuable. All right, coming up next, we'll talk more about the Tennessee Titans. This is Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone. Cover 2. Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone, powered by all Four Seasons Garage Stores. 615-737-1045 is the number. Did you had asked about Bryce Young? Did someone in the chat ask that?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I was just using him as a
Gotcha.
first overall pick.
That is true. So just for the record, neither of the last three, at least, 2023, 2024, and now 2025, Rookie of the Years finalists have included the number 1 overall pick.
Mm.
No Cam Ward, no Caleb Williams, no Bryce Young. That's pretty interesting.
I think that is.
Pretty interesting.
Expectations are really high, and you're going to probably not so good at teams.
Yeah. Well, obviously, not going to a good team, but for the point, obviously, when you have like Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix take their teams to the playoffs, that's going to overshadow everything. Now, let me rephrase: be part of playoff teams, that's going to overshadow everything. Even though Caleb Williams we went through this over the summer, I believe, or last offseason, me and you, about how Caleb Williams' season wasn't that bad.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of it had to do with sacks. And obviously Bryce Young got that whole season was just a mess for Bryce Young with the new coaches and fired coaches and all that kind of stuff. So
how do you view the Shuck, who was a second-round pick? Now, that's what's different than the other ones that you just said. He was a second-round pick.
But I do think he was more consistent throughout the year than Cam Ward was. Now, Cam Ward, again, faced a much tougher schedule. But I would say that Shuck was probably more consistent. And I do think we go back to that matchup later in the year. Shuck beats Cam Ward. Again, no such thing as quarterback wins, but that's not how the national media or narratives are driven. Quarterback rules all, quarterback wins rule all. And I do think maybe if Cam Ward wins that game, maybe he's in this finalist conversation.
Man, I just feel like he had Kellen Moore calling the plays. It was a bit different, man.
I mean,
they were going downtown, man. They were up. It was like, man, they're going for the haymakers here, man.
Well, I mean, Cam Ward never got the benefit of playing the Tennessee Titans defense. And that's not a slight at Denard Wilson. That's just a slight at, let's be honest, available players.
Yeah.
So, to me, it's just, I feel like when you have the responsibility you do to come up with these lists or vote or do anything, taking into account the circumstances around the situation. I mean, Cam Ward still had a pretty impressive season for a rookie quarterback that was mainly spent throwing to 4th or 5th round rookies. That was mainly spent having to go from one head coach to a different head coach to having 2 different play callers in one season. I mean, there's a lot to be said. And the schedule that he faced, I don't think any rookie quarterback has faced as hard a schedule as Cam Ward has. And he had so much he had to overcome. And I just think that, the stats or the highlights weren't there in copious amounts. The eyes weren't watching the Tennessee Titans. And I think that's just unfortunate.
Hey, man.
It sucks. It just sucks.
Ooh, but I like it in the fact that
I know where you're going.
It's going to fuel them, man. You're like, well, are you kidding me? Okay. All right, so we going to get the best version of him this next year. I mean, man, he's going to be lit.
Yep. Yeah. I would definitely agree with that.
Ultimate competitor there. Okay.
So last week, the three of us had a conversation about what do coaches wear to interviews.
Oh, right, with the Zoom.
With the Zooms and all that kind of stuff. And we even said it in person.
You've been doing some research?
Well, we know what one person is wearing.
You do?
We do. We know what one person is wearing for their in-person interview. And we're going to talk about him and his outfit and his fit. Coming up next is Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone.
Naturally, we all know the holiday season, holiday parties are over, but you still have that holiday midsection going on where you need to have a few pounds and lbs taken off. And the approach to weight loss at Edge Peptide and Hormone Therapy is a little bit different. We make sure all patients have extensive lab work and face-to-face conversations in office with our nurse practitioner to create a customized treatment plan tailored to your specific needs. They also use U.S.-based FDA-audited compounding pharmacies because knowing where your peptides come from always matters. Get to enjoy also access to the InBody scanner to track weight loss and making sure you're maintaining that muscle mass, as well as lowering your A1C, keeping your cravings in check, prioritizing protein, and having someone guide your journey from start to finish. So call the team at Edge Peptide for all of your wellness questions at 615, of course, 724-1878. That's 724-1878 or online at edgepeptide.com.
Good afternoon from the Circus Sports of the Main Kentucky Down studio. I'm Ross Johnston. Vol basketball got a huge win in a wild double overtime game last night versus Texas A&M, 87-82. 5 Vols put up double digits with Nate Ament leading the way, putting up 23 points. Jacoby Gillespie also notched 18. In some NFL draft news, Oregon quarterback Dante Moore announced today that he will be returning to school for the 2026 season, as he will now be expected to declare for the 2027 NFL draft class. In coaching news today, the Titans are interviewing former Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel in person. Also, the New York Giants have former Ravens head coach John Harbaugh in the building for an interview, and the Titans will be conducting a virtual interview later today with Steelers offensive coordinator Arthur Smith. Lastly, in some NFL retirement news, veteran wide receiver Adam Thielen announced his retirement today after 13 years in the NFL, playing for the Vikings, Panthers, and Steelers. After going undrafted in 2013, Thielen was a two-time Pro Bowler and second-team All-Pro in 2017. He also holds the record for most consecutive 100-yard receiving games in NFL history with 8. For all your foundation repair, waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans of Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors. 615-737-1045 is the number. Last week, we talked about what would you wear? What do you expect coaches to wear? We kind of got in this long conversation. It was a good conversation. I had fun talking about it and thinking about it. And on his way from Detroit to Nashville, someone took a picture of Mike McDaniel this morning.
That doesn't mean that's what he's going to wear in the interview.
Well, I mean, are you wearing a suit on the airplane?
Well, he just left.
Yeah, he's flying in this morning, and let me tell you something. He's got that big old watch.
The watch is very visible.
That was one of the. If this is the same watch I heard him talk about, this is a watch that he bought like the first day that he got hired. He went and splurged on it.
Oh, did he?
Even before he got a house, he went and bought this watch. I don't know. It's some big watch. I can't remember what he said.
Big watch.
And but he looks to be wearing.
He is in a suit and tie.
A suit. He's got both buttons buttoned. And then it looks like, I don't know if it's a tie necessarily. It looks like a scarf tucked into a shirt because he's probably a little cold. He's coming from Detroit. Detroit's probably cold up there.
Oh, is it Oscar?
Yeah, maybe something like that, I guess, too. But it looks like it's tucked into a button-down shirt. But
yeah, he may be wearing because he has to go get picked up out of it.
Look,
he can't go back to the hotel, so he's going straight there.
Cufflinks. He's got cufflinks on. We can just diagnose this whole thing. Looks like some nice Beats headset. I
like it a lot, honestly.
And then this leather. He's got a leather carry-on. Looks probably alligator skin or something. Maybe
we didn't post that. Oh,
no,
man. I saw you had a McDaniel.
This is from that blonde from Nashville.
We just got it. Oh man,
Haley Murphy. So credit to Haley Murphy. She says Mike McDaniel is boarding my flight from Detroit to Nashville right now.
Oh, what time was that?
That was
track him.
Actually, last night at 6:15 p.m.
Dark outside.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was early this morning, so that was last night. So dang.
Oh, so he did. He could have
went home.
Went to the hotel. He could have went to the hotel.
He may not even wore that.
They're not doing interviews at night.
Why would you wear a suit for the plane ride?
Well, he was interviewing at Detroit yesterday.
Gotcha.
Whoa. First of all, was he riding coach?
Yeah. Can we just say something? A lot of people.
He looked to be in standard boarding.
He did.
A lot of people, typically some guys get these for these in-person interviews to private jet, or the Titans just keep it on their private jet, hoping that they can have to go up and get Harbaugh.
It may be in use right now with other things. I don't know.
And I can't track it. I tried tracking it. They've removed public access to their tracking information since I let loose the Cam Ward stuff. I guess.
Oh no way!
Yeah, for Jason Garrett.
I checked this morning.
We got to tap in.
You got to tap in. So
we will not be denied.
Yep. Just saying.
I got to figure out a way. I think I know somebody at the airport.
I might go post up at the airport after this. Quite honestly.
Ooh.
So Mike McDaniel, obviously in-person interview today. They're also interviewing virtually Art Smith later today. And then tomorrow, they don't have an interview until Friday, January 16th, in person with Brian Daboll. Saturday, in person with Mike McCarthy. And Sunday, in person with Jonathan Gannon. Now, there have been 3 coaches that have been reported as requested by the Titans that have yet to schedule an interview. Now, these could all happen no, wait a minute. Robert Saleh is on Sunday as well, virtual. So there's just 2. I got to update this list because that came out after last time I did this list.
Thoroughly disappointed in you.
That's another mess up. That's 2 today. It's messed up twice today.
I depend on you.
I know. I've let everybody down. I'm gonna update that right now.
I want you to come in tomorrow with that Mike McDaniel watch, though. Okay.
Oh man, do I have a watch like that? I may have like an old.
Make one look.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty.
I think it was all white. It was like it's like probably I got from Buckle or something like back in like the early 2000s.
Just flex on him a little bit.
You know?
Yeah. Me and
maybe I'll wear a suit tomorrow. I don't know if I got any suits to fit me anymore. So Chris Shula, Cliff Kingsbury.
Too big.
Yeah. No, that's definitely, I'm too big. Chris Shula, Cliff Kingsbury, the only 2 that have yet to have their interview scheduled. They've been requested, but not scheduled. Now, they kind of updated Jesse Minter, Jeff Hafley, if I'm not mistaken, the day that they were interviewing them. So maybe we'll get some clarity on those interviews tomorrow because their interview tomorrow is wide open. So maybe tomorrow we'll get some news about those interviews. Robert Saleh is virtually on Sunday. So his team plays Saturday night.
Okay.
And so they're Zoom interviewing him the next day. And technically on Monday, you can do all the in-person interviews that you want with employed head coaches that you've only done virtual with. And the reason I bring that up is because obviously Saleh's pretty late in the process.
I know. You can't bring him in on Monday. You just interviewed him on Sunday. Well,
so
you can.
but it's going to be pretty tough.
Oh, but that's when they use the private jet.
There you go. But you still got Nagy, who you assume makes it to the second round, that you could only do virtual, but you probably want to do in person. And then maybe one of Jeff Hafley, Jesse Minter, maybe both, what you want to see in person. The reason I say that is because technically, after the interview today with Mike McDaniel, if they wanted Mike McDaniel, they could hire him today. If they wanted him, they could do it. They could hire any of the people they've interviewed if they wanted to do it today. Even if it is Matt Nagy, because maybe he doesn't need an in-person interview for whatever reason. I think that would be a mistake, but maybe they want to do that. And they say, okay, well, we're just going to go ahead and hire Matt Nagy, and then the world's going to catch on fire, and everybody's going to be all pissed off on the phone lines and stuff. But technically, they can go ahead and do that because they for sure have met the Rooney Rule with Mike McDaniel. Now, this morning, for those who may not follow me on Twitter, and I heard you yesterday tell me that, hey, they interviewed 2 minority candidates, and I said I would do some research. The Giants. And I couldn't find it anywhere. I used NFL.com. I used the Giants official website.
They try to block me.
They're trying to get me. They're out to get me. And I put out there, hey, the Titans are the only team that have satisfied the Rooney Rule. Well, come to find out, like last week, Diana Rossini was the only person to send out a tweet to say it and said that, hey, he had dinner with him and then they met him the next day. They plan to interview him the next day. And NFL.com screwed me. But 14 minutes later, I had to pretty much put out a retraction on that. So the Giants, again, could technically hire John Harbaugh today because they have satisfied the Rooney Rule of interviewing in person 2 external candidates. Their candidates are Antonio Pierce and Raheem Morris. And then our 2 external candidates were Raheem Morris and Mike McDaniel today.
Oh.
So we will see
Which
what the
many
Titans
people
do.
didn't know.
A lot of people did not know that.
Well, Wes, guess what? I did not know this until he got hired by the Dolphins.
Right. That's when I found it.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Well, this is
because they got a draft pick and everything out of it. And I did not know that about Mike McDaniel.
You wouldn't have guessed it.
I would not have guessed it. Because, he's a nerd that looks kind of like me. So, I just wasn't going to expect it.
It's that Miami tan now that he's got.
I guess so.
Yeah, he kind of changed his look over the time here.
It was kind of funny because we were talking, I put out the tweet last week. It was like, well, with Mike McDaniel going to be in person, they'll have satisfied the Rooney Rule by Wednesday. And someone in my replies goes, why? And someone goes, well, he's biracial and his mom is, I don't know the actual race, but it's like his mom is black, his dad is white. And someone goes, well, then I can call myself biracial because my dad is black and my mom is white. So I taught somebody because of my tweet that they were biracial, their heritage. And I'm thinking, first off, how'd you make it this far not to know that?
What has he been saying about himself?
I don't know. What's he been marking down on his SATs and ACT forms? I mean, a real exchange on Twitter. Someone else handled it for me, the conversation.
He's been living a false life all this time.
He goes, why does Mike McDaniels count? And here we go. I'm going to read the exchange. Mike McDaniels biracial. This is from Chig Season on Twitter. And Aiden Clark says, what do you mean by that? And Chig Season says his mom is white and his father is black. He's biracial. Aiden Clark says, I can say the same thing about me then. My mom is white, my dad is black. And the guy replies, so you're biracial, LOL.
Oh.
I mean, great. I mean, this is why you can never delete Twitter. It's because once in a while you get some kind of weird interaction like this in your replies.
Oh, man, it's one for the ages there.
How did they not already know that? This is my question. Like, I just couldn't believe it.
He's like, tell me. He's like, I'm white. And everybody's like, are you sure? Like, are you sure about this? He's like, what do you mean?
Oh, fall out my chair, man. Oh, my gosh.
I mean, I don't know how old he is. I mean, it's kind of, did we just tell someone Santa wasn't real? That's kind of what it feels like.
Oh, look, did you tell how old he is? Or is no picture?
I don't think I can.
It should be like 55.
Oh my God, that'd be even worse.
Oh man, if he's 55, I'm walking out.
Tell someone they're adopted.
Oh my gosh. Stop.
So if we do hire Mike McDaniel like that, I think that dude needs to meet Mike McDaniel. I think they deserve to meet each other.
Is he a Titans fan?
Yeah, he's a Titans fan.
Okay. Right. I'm with that.
So I do think there is a good case. Like, I kind of went back and watched a couple of Mike McDaniel. They did the in-season Hard Knocks with the Miami Dolphins. The year that Will Levis won the game down there in Miami.
The only episode I watched was that one.
Yeah, because I watched that episode too. So I went back and watched a few episodes, and okay, he knows how to talk to players, knows how to relate to players and all that kind of stuff. So I do like, and we've talked about this, I think, now twice since Mike McDaniel has been fired, but like his Shanahan, I know he's from the Shanahan tree, but his Shanahan, his version of that offense is really kind of drastically different. And the way that he teaches it, I think him and Cam Ward would get along really well. I do still have concerns and stuff, I mean, you just never know, right? Like, the same reason you don't know with Matt Nagy, you don't know with Robert Saleh, you don't know with any of these guys. But if you're going to take a chance on someone, do you take a chance on someone that at least has shown that they've been able to get a winning record as a play caller and head coach? Because he's going to call the plays. I don't think that he's going to be like Matt Nagy and change his mind and say, this is better for me, because I don't think play calling was necessarily the issue down there in Miami.
One of the Titans say, but you can't call plays here.
Ooh, I don't think he would come. I think he'd be out of here.
They wouldn't say that.
I know they wouldn't say it, but yeah, I don't think he would come in that situation.
Man. Maybe I'll put in his contract that can't happen.
Yeah. I don't know. I do think it is interesting about Matt Nagy that he kind of doesn't want to do it. And he went more in depth with this. There's a Jonathan Jones podcast or YouTube video that was filmed in November but released now. Very appropriate timing there. About, why he wouldn't call plays and all that kind of stuff. And like, it's kind of the same reason that Saleh gives for wanting to call plays, but they both just find that path to connecting to players, to connecting to the game in different ways. Matt Nagy,
we have that? Do we have it or no?
No, we don't have it. I'll try to see if we can figure that out. This is a pretty long clip, but it was on Jonathan Jones. You can Google or go on YouTube if you guys want to watch it for yourself. And I do encourage everybody to watch it. You hear from Patrick Mahomes, you hear from Andy Reid. But he...
You talked this before because Saleh wants to be more connected to the players.
And Nagy thinks that the way he could connect more with the players is by being a CEO-style head coach, not being a play caller. So I do think it's kind of same reasoning, but two different paths. And that's coaching, right? I mean, there is no one-size-fits-all for coaching.
Well, you can say coaching, but I think it's just personality.
Yeah, maybe that too.
Personalities.
I mean, Saleh's a very intense dude. You could like that game the other day. You could he loves it.
Ooh,
he just loves it.
He was jumping up and down.
Oh
man.
yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Got Eric Kendricks, the corpse of Eric Kendricks out there playing Mike linebacker for him. I mean, Yeah.
Yeah, Kendrick's from Vikings, right?
Sounds like they might get Fred Warner back, too. I know it's a separate discussion.
I
but
think they said that the earliest they expect him to come back is the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, that's what they said on
Yeah.
Twitter.
which would, if they win, would be in a week and a half.
That would be correct.
Wow.
What was his actual injury? Was it Achilles or ACL? What was it? Because it was something serious.
Let's see. Ankle injury.
Ankle.
Yeah, I haven't just scrolling through
That's
here. And I
just
don't
his
want
ankle?
silence.
Dislocated and fractured his right
Dislocated
ankle.
and fractured ankle.
Yeah, because I saw another player say, I need to find out what you did to get back so quick.
Probably, yeah.
I was like, whoa.
You know what they're going to do for that championship game, Blaine, if he suits up? Shoot him up before the game, tape that ankle
I
as
would
tight as you
highly
can.
advise. What week did he get hurt? I know it was early in the season, fourth, fifth week. I don't know what it was, but I would really advise him that you can't play. Yeah, sorry, guy. We value much more than these games here for next season.
He's been on injured reserve since mid-October, missed the final 12 games of the regular season, and, of course, the playoff game.
And he had a dislocated ankle.
That's what that's what he says over here, so.
Yeah.
But so all that to say, some of these guys, when I watch them, and I don't know about y'all, but just, we talk about eye test for players, eye test for coaches. Some of these guys, in my opinion, you can almost picture them being the head coach in a sense on the side. Robert Saleh is a guy, I'm not saying it would work out great, but I can see him being the head coach of the Titans, if that makes any sense at all.
Well, it kind of does. It kind of does it because you've seen him be a head coach before, so how much does that
I know, but
influence your
that's
decision?
like this may be stupid, but I just think the Jets are a failed organization. So I don't,
He was part of that failed organization.
I know, but it was beyond him.
I mean, it wasn't only him, I think is the best way to put it. I don't think saying just beyond him is, the correct way to put it. Just like it's not all on Nagy, it's not all on Stefanski, but all three of these guys that we're talking about have led to certain things being part of a larger dysfunctional machine.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's blameless. I'm
Yeah.
just saying I think, in my opinion, I think Woody Johnson is the main reason for the problems up there. So
Are those rats?
Or those rats that Robert Saleh wanted out of there. Let me get those phones.
Yeah, I'm going to get you guys' phones. It's a lot
I know you guys are all adults, but I'm going to confiscate your phones and you'll get them back after class.
Is that the same term Vrabel used?
Yeah. Yeah, he's rats too. That must just probably be obviously snitches. You could use snitches.
Yeah.
But maybe
leaking out information.
Yeah. But there's also a lot of rats in New York, so maybe there's a little bit of that.
That is true.
There you go. All right, we'll talk more about all these head coaches, give you an update on the coaching carousel for the Tennessee Titans. This is Cover 2. Blaine Bishop, Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone.
One of the marks of a good parent is they warn their kids about danger and who to trust and what to avoid and how to make smarter choices. Hey, folks, it's Blaine Bishop for Eurofix. And Eurofix repairs European vehicles, and Eurofix believes in warning their customers, too. In one case, Eurofix wrote a $5,500 refund check to a customer. You say, who does that? And Eurofix polices themselves, and you say, why? Because not every auto shop tells you the full story. Some oversell, others cut corners, and some just may not know what to do. So you could pay for something you don't even need, and I'm sure everybody's been in that kind of situation. And Eurofix makes quality repairs at below dealer pricing and has been since 1999. You also get a free 15-minute no-rent inspection and a 3-year, 36,000-mile nationwide warranty on all the work Eurofix performs. And rental cars are available with every appointment. So stay on the road and not on the tow truck is the plan with Eurofix. Family-owned locally for over a quarter century. 5 locations and more to come. And all you have to do is just give them a call at 844-EUROFIX. That's right. 844-EUROFIX or online at myeurofix.com. That's myeurofix.com.
Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone, powered by all Four Seasons Garage Doors. 615-737-1045 is the number. Patience or panic? Where are you at if the Titans lose out on John Harbaugh later today? Because what if John Harbaugh announces that, hey, I'm signing with the New York Giants? Patience over panic. That's what we want to know. 615-737-1045. How you feeling about the rest of the candidate list? Because technically, John Harbaugh's not on the candidate list, technically.
Right.
Nothing's really changed for the Titans.
That happens, I'm not going to give my hopes way about it.
I know there's a lot of reports saying that he's going to do this, or he's likely to do this, or expected to do this.
Right. But when is his appointment set up for his interview?
It has not been set up yet.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I know there's a lot of talk about that, but just saying, technically, you should be still preaching patience unless you've been panicking the whole time, even before John Harbaugh got fired, because he's not a candidate. I've seen people say the Titans are up to 19 candidates, and I'm like, no, they're at 18. They're not at 19. And I hate to be a stickler over semantics, but that is, you're doing the people that listen to you or you're talking to a disservice by not being accurate. And if you're not accurate, you need to go back and correct it like I had to
Unless
today.
they've had conversations, and that's what it seems like they've had over the phone or however you want to talk about it, but no setup time for him to visit as of yet today.
Yes.
So until that happens, I start getting super excited.
Speaking of official requests.
Uh-oh. We just got it?
No.
Oh.
You did set that up like it.
Speaking of official requests, Brian Flores, Chris Shula, and Nate Schillhouse, who is the passing game coordinator for the Los Angeles Rams. You guys know probably both of the other ones, but just in case, Brian Flores, defensive coordinator of Minnesota Vikings, Chris Shula, defensive coordinator of the Rams. Those three have gotten their interview requests from the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Also,
yes,
Jesse Minter and Anthony Weaver.
Oh, when that pop up?
I actually
you got him on something else?
I never saw Weaver until just a second ago.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Tom Pelissero is reporting just now, 5 minutes ago. Well, 5 minutes ago, so I missed it. But Anthony Weaver and Jesse Minter. So there you go.
It's coming where?
From Tom Pelissero.
No,
for the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, Vikings.
Or, sorry. Nope.
Oh, to where?
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh,
We've already requested everybody on that list except for Nate and Brian Flores, which we have not requested.
But this is the guy you were talking about, the guy with the long name for the Rams was the guy you were talking about, right?
Right. So that guy is a passing game coordinator. What's interesting about him is that he got a lot of talk even before last offseason. There was a lot of videos done about him. Nate Schillhouse.
Yeah.
And not only is he the passing game coordinator, for whatever that's worth, we heard Bruce Arians say that yesterday, but in his particular duties revolve around drawing all the offensive plays for Sean McVay. Now, you may be saying
passing plays.
Well, I think he does also the running plays too.
Oh, okay.
Now, he is passing game coordinator, but I think he does all the plays.
Okay, got you.
The reason that's important is because Liam Cohen did the same thing. And I believe Mike LaFleur did the same thing. I believe Zach Taylor did the same thing. So those guys, I believe Kevin O'Connell did the same thing, if I'm not mistaken. Those guys have all, because I believe they were all in that interview, went through that, and Sean McVay's very demanding, and you learn everything. You learn why these things against other stuff. Doesn't mean you're a great play caller.
Exactly.
Doesn't mean you're a great head coach.
Right.
But that has
they didn't
proven.
teach you how to call the plays.
Right.
They teach you how to figure out what to run.
Yeah.
But then in-game calling plays in certain situations doesn't mean you're going to master that without ever doing it.
But when we're talking about pretty good hit rate of coaches for offensive coordinator coaches, not necessarily head coaches, but pretty good hit rate.
They do.
But there are a lot of people like the Browns and the Steelers who I've heard the rumors are that they'd be willing to take a chance on a guy like that and pair them and go ahead and be way ahead of the curve and say, okay, we're going to give you a couple of years. We're good. You got our support behind you. We'll build around you. We'll supplement you. Like for Nate Schillhouse, he would have Jim Schwartz. They may keep on Tommy Reese. Do you want to keep on Tommy Reese? I don't know, but maybe they do. But they would support him. I don't know if the Titans should not do that, by the way. They need to get a guy with lots of coaching experience, and Nate Schillhouse does not have that. I would prefer a lot of coaching experience. You know, even Chris Shula, who's never done head coach before, has been coaching for a long time. And he's coached multiple defensive positions, position group rooms, and he's also been a defensive coordinator, play caller. Does not mean he'll be a good head coach, but we're talking about mitigating risks, and that's how I would mitigate that risk. And that's probably why Nate Schillhouse.
When you hear Shula, though, what do you think?
Well, I know a lot of people think Mike Shula and, all that stuff, but I mean, a lot of people were probably going to relate to the nepotism name, the last name.
Right. Well, what I was going to get at is not from a form of nepotism, but you've been around football your entire life.
And sometimes that helps, sometimes it doesn't.
To a certain extent. Right,
Yeah.
You're right. So that, sometimes you got to take in consideration, okay, let's see what his IQ is here. Just because you're around it doesn't mean you do know it.
Yeah, I mean, Brian
I
Cullen.
want you to know it. Right.
I mean,
right. So, but there was a lot of circumstances against him and not ever calling plays, which is really tough. I remember asking Coach Mack that, and it seemed like it was easy, but that is not an easy task.
And Shula has called the plays.
Mm-hmm. So it's a little bit different.
I would think with the Steelers and maybe even the Ravens, just because of history, that they would want to go towards a younger guy like you're saying, because, they've only had a few head coaches and had them for a long time. Obviously, it's a different day and age than when they hired Mike Tomlin and John Harbaugh, almost 2 decades ago. But those are organizations that show that they value, like, consistency and continuity in that position. So you would think that would lead to a young guy, but it might not.
Well, I think we talked about it yesterday when they were fired, and we were talking about their next potential head coaches. I believe both of us said Chris Shula and Brian Flores make a lot of sense for that team.
Yeah, you guys did say that.
And so I'm not surprised that that's kind of was the first 2 of the 3 names that came up. And Chris Shula's 39. He'll be 40 coming up here in just a few days. Brian Flores is 44. So, I mean, not that big of a difference, but he would be older than when Mike Tomlin was, because Mike Tomlin is now 53. Is that what we said yesterday? So, and he's been in the league for 19 years. Is that right? So then he would have been way younger. I mean, gosh, how old was he when he got hired?
He got hired in 2007, I believe. He would have been around
36.
Yeah, 36, mid-30s.
So, yeah.
They saying your man Shillhouse was the starting quarterback for Illinois? Is that true?
I know he was a quarterback, but I don't know anything about his college stats or anything.
Big Ten, big school.
There you go. Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Bear in Springfield. Bear, you're on with Blaine and Zach.
Hey, man, Professor. Yeah, man. It's kind of, disappointed with Harbaugh. I'm pretty sure that's what's going to go down because he ain't even, scheduled an interview with us. I mean, you ain't even scheduled an interview. I think he was just using us for, leverage. So, but it's all good. But I think the guy, I probably, out of him, maybe Stefanski, but, I kind of like Mike McDonald, man. I like their offense, man. They was explosive and they ran the ball. That's a good combination. And he got a lot out of that offensive line, man. I mean, if you bring whoever his offensive line coach was, you bring that guy, and you never know, man, he might bring your boy Weaver with him for the defense, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm kind of liking Mike McDonald right now, man. All right, man, tighten up.
All right, thanks, Bear. Yeah. This is a good PSA, though, because he said it twice. But there's also something else people normally get wrong when it comes to Mike McDaniel. It's Mike McDaniel, not Mike McDonald. And it's Mike McDaniel, not Mike McDaniels. So we got to make sure that if we're going to hire him, we got to get his name right. Because I do that too, because Mike McDaniels is very easy to say because we're so used to saying Josh McDaniels. So I'm with you. We're all going to have to hold each other accountable on this. This show is not very good about getting names right.
He's hired here, whether OC or head coach.
Well, there's a big history of Mike's in the franchise, obviously, and in this coaching search right now.
I told people in the chat they were bringing that up. I guess that was a leftover from Buck's chat. And so I was talking to people in the F&M Bank chat. Told them, well, that's a good thing because it's Michael Matthew Nagy. Just messing with them. Just messing with them. Because everybody's like, we got to hire a Mike. We got to hire a Mike. I said, well, I listen, it could be Michael Matthew Nagy. I actually don't know Matt Nagy's full name, but I was just messing with him on that. Let's go to Stryker, who wants to talk about Harbaugh. Stryker, you're on with Blaine and Zach.
Stryker.
Hey, guys. On the issue of Harbaugh, if the Titans understand recruitment, you don't bring the guy to town. You get on the corporate jet, you take the C-suite, and you go to wherever John Harbaugh is, Baltimore or elsewhere, and you differentiate yourself by going to him and demonstrating to him the interest. You talk about cap room, you talk about no income tax, and for the Titans, the ROI on this could be significant if it means more PSLs, a full stadium, renewed credibility, and the willingness of the NFL to award a Super Bowl to the Titans, hopefully when they play in it next, or at least hosting it. But you don't wait to arrange an interview in Nashville. You get on your corporate plane and you go to where John Harbaugh is. I'll hang up and listen, but fundamental recruiting, you appeal to the ego of the individual you're recruiting if you really want them. And I don't think sitting and waiting for a date to be set is the right strategy. Thanks.
That's an interesting point Stryker has just made because, I mean, the Giants did not wait around.
Is that Mike Vrabel, Stryker?
I don't know. John Stryker.
Hey, it's just Stryker. Stryker.
Is that stretch? But, I mean, to be honest, I mean, the Giants went full court press. They were there on a Sunday at his home. They
went engage 8.
They had Brian. Yeah, they went engage 8. They went cover 0 blitz there, or all blitz. Like, not only that, they had Brian Daboll call yesterday. Eli Manning's called yesterday. Now, I don't know how much Brian Daboll actually helps you, but apparently he was nice about it and told him everything. But, like, I mean,
they did have a future. I mean, they already
Yeah.
had a past relationship.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm just saying, like,
But the caller's right, though.
I mean, what has the Titans done? Nothing that we know of.
That we don't know. They could have secretly called them and met with them. And
We asked them to call us yesterday on the show to tell us what they're doing to get John Harbaugh here. And I'm going to extend that invitation again, 615-737-1045. Whoever is working for the Titans, tell us what you're doing to woo John Harbaugh.
maybe Stryker was actually John Harbaugh.
Maybe it was. Maybe he was calling in to say, why is nobody love me?
I would love to come there.
Yeah, but nobody wants me.
He just called us from inside the Giants facility
Come get me out of here.
Oh, man.
They got
after his
me
meeting
locked
with
in
Joe
the-
Shane.
They got me locked in the building.
And I just saw a whole bunch of rats.
I'm going to have to take their cell phones away.
I promise I've got a suit on.
Oh. Oh, make sure I have my big watch.
Who do you guys think is going to be the first team to hire somebody?
Ooh.
Do you think it's the
Giants?
Giants?
I mean, I would be a little surprised if even Harbaugh takes another interview somewhere.
Yeah, I see you looking at the time, so I think you're thinking that.
I'm hoping it comes down during our show.
Okay,
Because you know what's going to happen? Right when we get off the air, I'm going to get to my car and we're going to get notification one way or the other, and it's going to piss me off.
Oh, yeah, well, by the way, Verizon is down for whoever was with Verizon.
Yeah, it's still down, by the way.
Oh, yeah, people are going to live it there, but now
So I'm going to have to go the whole ride home without knowing. Like,
oh, man.
I won't have any
I thought something was wrong
notifications.
on my phone. I was like, what's going on? I can't see anything.
Oh, just speaking of, Lee Company just sent me a Verizon network outage update. Look at that, Lee Company,
man.
sponsor of the pre and post game show for the.
So do we
wonderful
think
program.
that the Titans facility has a good enough internet connection for the Zoom with Arthur Smith today? Or no?
Well, God, if they don't, then man, they are cheap. I mean, you gotta have good internet at the Titans facility. I mean, unless it's Verizon
And
internet.
if they're with Verizon, and
Yeah.
Verizon is the
Surely
NFL.
Surely they got fiber,
telling
right?
you
They got
now.
fiber internet, right?
I don't know, man.
Right? Titans?
Maybe
Please
they're
tell me
all-
you thought this through.
I do. Well, we've seen they've had problems with some of the pressers.
That's right. The lights did go out on
Maybe
the last
they're all going
Bergonzi
to
impression.
Borgonzi's house or something and doing it from his house, which probably has excellent
secret
Wi-Fi.
location.
Yeah, secret location. They're all piled in the Starbucks somewhere over on a table.
I've already got my first question to ask Arthur Smith if I'm Mike Borgonzi.
Well, why don't you tell us? What's your first question?
What
If
is
you were
that?
interviewing Art Smith,
What did we just watch the other night? What was that?
what was that?
What was that? That was your audition, man.
What do you think about the idea of these last games being auditions or being playing a big part in the interview process? Because I mean, there is a little bit of recency bias with some of this stuff
I'm glad
by
you got
fans
to
and
it.
everything.
I'm glad
no
you got
doubt.
to it.
It's tough, man, because that's the lasting memory, there you're watching. But, the question I would want to ask Arthur Smith, you are a billionaire. Why do you want to freaking coach? Yeah, that'd be my first question. And why do you continually want to coach? It's so stressful. I remember when your hair was black. Now it's white.
It's what, hey.
And I would be deadpan facing like I'm doing right now. That's how I would do it. Because it would throw him off. And then I want to see how he responds to a question probably most people aren't going to ask him.
Yeah.
And that's how he kind of started off.
Because most people probably would assume the answer, right? Because, I mean, obviously he's been doing it for a while and worked his way up.
And the Titans would know, but they've never probably asked
But not
that.
these Titans.
You're right.
Yeah.
Not these Titans. You're right.
Yeah. I mean, Amy would know, but Amy is allegedly
Staying
not
out?
in the virtual parts of the
in
sessions.
the early parts of it.
So maybe they... I mean, I know this is technically viewed as Amy's guy, right? I mean, I know that's an easy connection to make and all that kind of stuff. We don't necessarily know how she does feel about Art Smith as a head coach. We know he probably feels about Person. But these guys don't know Art Smith. So, I mean... Just pretty. I mean, that would be a great question. That's a much better question than Ross's question.
I finally beat you at something.
I haven't been on my A game this week, but man, it's just a question I would ask.
Well, that's because you love Aaron Rodgers and you don't think any of it's his fault.
No, he didn't play good, but I was just like, man, every replay they show and ain't nobody open. We couldn't have schemed
Well, a lot
something
of
up.
people in Pittsburgh, to your point, though, were not happy with the offense this past season. The past couple seasons, really, of what they're running. So I would love to kind of delve into that a little bit, watching a lot of film. Because maybe his offense didn't really fit, and he tried to make it fit.
Well, and they did
with
something
Aaron
that, like, this year that would not happen here, which is there was a good chunk of the season where they went 13 personnel for a majority of the time.
Oh, really?
And we don't, unless we get somebody in free agency, I don't think we've got the personnel for 13 a good bit. And I don't think fans would want to see that here either, quite honestly.
Hey man, as long as you're winning, I'm cool with whatever. It could be a little boring, but I'll be winning.
All right, coming up next, we're going to talk about the poll. We'll get to our poll results, which someone did not do the deadline by the end of the show.
What?
He did it in full 24 hours, so he created no sense of urgency for us.
So you know what that means? We'll have it for the end of this show, and then if he gets hired, we'll have it for tomorrow.
That's true.
Come
That is
back
true. All right, we'll go to the poll results, but we'll also continue talking about this recency bias and how a lot of fans really cling to that last game as whether
It's
they
hard.
are or are not a good head coaching candidate. This is Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone.
Ross, that's poop. You might not know this, but there's an auto repair company that pays its mechanic more than any repair shops you know or I know in the area. Hey, this is Blaine Bishop for Eurofix. And why would Eurofix do that? A decent technician can make 50 to 60 grand a year. A good technician that's pretty fast can make up to $120,000 a year. And a really, really fast technician who's really, really good can make up to what? $180,000 a year. And they are a mechanic. Can you believe that? And a lot of people look down on the mechanics, and they shouldn't. And the local owner of Aaron Stokes, of Eurofix, is an ex-mechanic, and mechanics are what make the world go round. Yes, that's what Aaron Stokes says. And everything out there has to be worked on. And did you know that Eurofix is not open on the weekends? Because Eurofix wants the kids and mom and dad's employees to have weekends together and not apart. And Aaron Stokes figured out a long time ago, if home life isn't happy, work life won't be happy or unhappy. So that's why Eurofix is open Monday through Fridays. And European vehicles fixed at below dealer pricing. Get a 3-year, 36,000-mile nationwide warranty on all repairs at Eurofix that they perform. And they have 5 locations. But all you have to do is just give them a call at 844-EUROFIX or visit them online at myeurofix.com.
Cover 2. Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone, powered by all Four Seasons Garage Doors. 615-737-1045 is number. Tennessee Titans don't have any coaches scheduled for interviews tomorrow on Thursday. They are wide open.
They're taking a break.
Probably. I mean, they've done a lot of interviews, and they had Mike McDaniel today in person, and I'm sure he was a lot because he's a talker.
And then they're going to swoop in and go personally visit John Harbaugh.
There you go. Give the people a little bit of hope. All right. So recency bias. And now someone else I think it was KC Jones in the chat brings up the fact that, Sean McVay's last game before he was hired with the Commanders was not great.
Yeah.
And listen, I understand that Jeff Hafley's performance does not look good. I understand that Jesse Minter's performance does not look good, even though in the big scheme of things, they were pretty good, in my opinion.
Pretty good. I mean,
in my opinion, they were pretty good.
They had them 16 points.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was pretty good. And there are times when you watch the Packers, specifically the play to the fake wide receiver screen to Luther Burden. Well, the play that was called was not designed by Jeff Hafley for the Green Bay Packers players to just bite on the fake. They have to have discipline. That was all on the Packers player. The play was fine.
Didn't we text right after that play? I think? I said bad eyes.
Yeah, bad eyes.
Bad technique.
Terrible eyes. Terrible technique.
Yeah, that was one of those plays. It was like, hey, man, we went over that play 50 billion times.
Yeah.
You man to man. The man mean you supposed to look at the man.
Yep.
Not the quarterback. The quarterback's not throwing to you. He's throwing to the other guy.
And then listen to this. So when Edgerrin,
that's how I would be talking if I coached.
Yeah.
If man to man means you keep your eyes on that man, except when you break and he breaks, 2 steps into him, then you can pick a boo. These are basic fundamental techniques to be successful at corner.
And it was bad. And there were moments. There's moments in all games where a specific player or a play fails, even though it was really designed to at least make someone hold on the ball long. And let's not forget that one incredible Caleb Williams throw. That I don't think that's just one of those throws that's just like you're probably on defense. You're like,
Ross was like, I could have thrown that. He jumped up in the air. I was like, oh my God, damn. I was like, oh, wow.
But my point is, and we've made this point numerous times in different ways, is that it's about the body of work. It's like the people who say that John Harbaugh is an underachiever, or Mike McCarthy's an underachiever, or Mike Tomlin's an underachiever because they've only won one Super Bowl. Have you guys watched them coach ever in your life? I mean, they're pretty dang good head coaches. And then there are the people that say, well, their defense was ranked 20th and this or that. Well, I mean, Mike Vrabel was 32nd. He had the worst defense in the NFL before he got hired. And he'd only been coordinator for 1 year in the NFL.
And is the one Super Bowl supposed to be an insult?
Yeah,
too,
right.
By the way?
So my point is is like at this point, it's about the body of work. It's about the context that the jobs they're being done. We have seen now Arthur Smith through turbulent times at Atlanta and through turbulent times in Pittsburgh not be a good play caller, not be the play caller that he was here in Tennessee. We've seen it now 5 instances, 5 years now. Some of that could be Desmond Ridder and Tyler Heineke and all that kind of stuff. But he also has the choice to use Bijan Robinson. He also has the choice to run the football. He has the choice to draw up plays for Pat Freiermuth. I mean, there were a lot of iffy personnel decisions that he made in 5 years of coaching since leaving Tennessee. So there's 5 years of information for you. When you look at the defenses for Jesse Minter, they're not filled with a bunch of all-stars. Derwin James is really the best player on that team. And I know that's no, name to just, throw your nose up at, but that's the best player. But he's got that unit playing out of their mind. It's like why a lot of people want Robert Saleh, right? Robert Saleh is doing wonders with the San Francisco defense.
And their injuries.
And their injuries.
Well, both sides of the ball.
Right.
Head coach.
So, again, let's look at the body of work, too. And that's the point when you talk about, I can't believe you want Chris Shula. The Panthers scored 31 points on Chris Shula. Panthers are no slouch. I mean, I know
They
that's
made
a
the
slight.
playoffs.
They made the playoffs, and that team will give every team.
They gave the
You're going to have to
Rams-
get 2 ice baths
Yeah,
after that
Rams,
game.
They gave the Rams everything.
So, like, this idea that you're only as good as your last game is not correct. That's where you guys cannot do
I'm
that.
going to go to a different direction real
Okay.
quick. And that is, if you had to choose between, and this is for the fans, McCarthy and Nagy, which one would you settle
Oh, I'm going McCarthy all
McCarthy.
day. There's no hesitation by me.
Yeah.
Not close. But
I'm taking the proven guy. I'm taking the body of work, and I know there are risks with that, right? He may be gone in 5 years. Nagy could be around for 10 years. But I'm taking the guy that I know what I'm getting. And there is no doubt you know what you're getting. You're getting the best version of your football team. Whatever the roster dictates at that time, you're getting the best version of that team every week with Mike McCarthy.
Speaking of, too, when you talk about these coaches doing more with less, look at Jeff Hafley, too, and I know Micah Parsons, just one player. The Packers only allowed more than 25 points in one game before he was hurt. After he got hurt, 3. So, I mean, that's your best pass rusher. That's your best defensive player by far. That matters, for a coach and for a team.
And I would also look at the guys that kind of started developing underneath him, too. Quay Walker and Devontae
Wyatt
were both trending to be first-round busts. And he kind of revitalized their career over the last 2 years. They weren't trending to looking very good. It's kind of like what Anthony Campanelli was able to do with Devin Lloyd this year, another first-round guy that was trending towards a bust. And so those guys are playing better than what they were under prior ones. Like, if you go listen to Green Bay Packers fans, they don't think Hafley's the problem. And they definitely say out of all the defensive coordinators that have been there for the last 10 or 15 years, he's the best one. And I think the defense is good. So I'm not going to hold one game against Hafley. I'm not going to hold one game against Chris Shula or any of these guys, and you shouldn't either. You, the people. All right, that'll do it for us. This is Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone. And in the meantime.
And in between time.
Peace.
Salah.